All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to The Tales of Monkey Island. Chapter 4, The Trial and Execution of Guybrush Threepwood. Yeah, that title does not sound like we are going to get anything resembling a fair trial. It sounds like we're going to get railroaded in and just completely screwed over. So yes, this is chapter 4 of 5 chapters, so we are very close to finishing up the last of the Monkey Island entries. It's kind of one of those bittersweet type things, because it's like, well, we finally get to we're gonna finally get to see how things end up and how things resolve for the series as a whole. But at the same time, it also means that, well, we get no more Guybrush Threepwood, which is sad. So yeah, let's see here. To recap a bit more than what they do in the actual game itself, in the intros to the game. Elaine was captured by LeChuck. Guybrush got this cutlass that he needed to bless with voodoo root beer. He didn't quite follow the instructions properly. He didn't have proper voodoo root beer. So instead of destroying LeChuck, he cured LeChuck of his voodoo curse, which spread out as this green cloud known as the pox of LeChuck. It infected Guybrush's hand, and from there, it was sucked into the vortex that surrounded Flotsam Island. But Guybrush reversed the wind so that he could escape Flotsam Island, which propelled the pox cloud out over the Caribbean. He then had to repair his ship and find the items that would allow him to find these things that would lead him to L'Esponge Grande, which is the giant sponge, basically, which is a voodoo sucking sponge. But instead of leading him there, he was swallowed by a giant manatee, which we then had to escape after helping the giant manatee figure out how to get to the giant manatee mating grounds. We had to get him. Basically kind of. We had to get him in with the even bigger female manatee. And that got us the sponge, which was teeny tiny. And Guybrush used it on his, Guybrush didn't use it on his hand. Guybrush touched it, and he was already starting to see the effects of being taken over by the pox, and that cured him of the pox. How a little sponge is going to, is really going to absorb all of the pox, I don't quite know. It doesn't make sense. All this time, Guybrush has been trailed around by Morgan Le Fay, the pirate hunter, who posed as his wife, in the last episode and kind of worked with him to escape, and then knocked him out so that she could take him back to the Marquis de Songe. Who wants Guybrush... I mean, he wanted Guybrush's hand because Guybrush's hand was infected with the pox. But he wants Guybrush as a whole as well. So she's taking Guybrush back to Flotsam Island in order to hand him over to this mad scientist doctor type thing. And that brings us up to today, where, give me just a moment here to get everything set up. We now go into the trial and execution of Guybrush Threepwood. There you go. Okay, so, new game. Ready to start? Yes, I am.
While searching for a cure to the pirate-afflicting pox of LeChuck, the fates of Guybrush Threepwood and Morgan Le Fay are blown off course when they are swallowed by a lovelorn Leviathan. Much to Morgan and Guybrush's surprise, an uneasy alliance to escape the beast blossoms into a genuine friendship between the pirate and pirate hunter. A tidal shift that leads Threepwood to the elusive pox-curing Esponja Grande. But Guybrush learns too late that it is the wise pirate who prepares for the inevitable change in the winds as Morgan betrays him and returns him to the scientific clutches of the Marquis de Songe.
Yeah. Not great. How did she sail that ship all by herself? Oh, so the Marquis is back in charge of the winds. Oh, Guybrush is not happy. Not surprising.
$28, $29, 30,000 pieces of silver, mon petit chouchou. Just as we agreed.
It had better be, or I'll cut the difference out of your fluffy wig.
I got an idea. Why don't you let me go and I'll pay you double what the Marquis is paying.
Don't embarrass yourself, Threepwood.
I'll auction off my entire collection of autographed sextants.
Threepwood, you grossly underestimate the value of that which courses through your body.
Well,
What
I've got a
courses
pretty good
through
idea.
my body?
Why, my spit alone once won me 8,000 pieces of 8 on Booty Island.
Yeah.
Then you shall die knowing that you gave a priceless gift to science.
It's not priceless.
Finally, I've got this Threepwood, I've got the formula, and soon I'll have nothing left than life eternal. Oh, I'm as happy as a penguin sliding on its belly.
I'm sorry, life eternal? Why?
What is this?
Ah, it's a welcome back party. I hope they brought ice cream cake.
Guybrush Threepwood. We've been waiting a long time for this.
Hey, why can't I stop my legs?
What? No! No, come back! This cracker croaker's got a date in the court of pirate law! You test tube tinker and Talleyrand! What?
And then the
Court?
scurvy dog will hang.
But I haven't been proven guilty. Don't you have to prove me guilty first? Morgan's,
After him!
Hey, I brought you Threepwood, and you paid me. We're done here.
We'll just see about that.
Great. So, yeah, what law did we break? What pirate law did we break? I would like to know.
Captain Threepwood, having been found guilty of all charges, you will be taken to the nearest ship and keel-hauled until your
What
ravaged
charges?
skin hangs in tatters from your bleeding.
Guilty? But I haven't been charged with anything yet.
You haven't? Where's that incompetent prosecutor?
Right here, Your Honor.
Oh, great.
Oh, no. Yep.
Sorry I'm late, Your Eminence, but old Stan had to in flagrante his delicto. And there was a line in the washroom.
Belay your excuses, you sniveling sea.
Yay.
Get on with the charges. I've got grog waiting for me at Club 41.
Of course, Your Immensity. Your Honor, pirates and wenches of the gallery.
Hey, that's us.
This evening I will prove beyond a scintilla of a shadow of a doubt that Guybrush Threepwood is guilty of no fewer than 4 heinous crimes.
Funny, I thought there'd be 3.
Firstly, that he did knowingly engage in a bar fight that horribly injured the beloved feline of local pirate elder, Hemlock McGee.
Hanging's too good for it.
Wait,
Secondly,
what?
during this self-same fight, Captain Threepwood spilled boiling nacho sauce on the exposed leg of Bosun Catherine Krebs, hideously scarring one of Flotsam's shapeliest gams.
Get him alive!
Thirdly, that he did conspire with one Joaquin de Oro to craft and sell counterfeit porcelain power pirates.
All about spreading the box.
And finally, that he folded, spindled, and mutilated this previously pristine ex belonging to Flotsam's newest arrival, Killick Hardtack.
What the heck?
Huh?
He did that to me.
Captain Threepwood, having heard the grave charges arrayed against you, how do you plead?
Not guilty.
I plead not guilty by reason of insanity.
You look pretty sane to me.
No, you're
Sure,
insanity.
Now, but any second I could start using monkeys as needle-nose pliers, or shooting myself out of trebuchets, or doing strange things with rubber trees. I'm crazy, I tells you. Crazy.
We've done most of that.
Defendant will cease
Kind of.
his inane histrionics, or the court will be forced to yank out his tongue with a rusty shrimp fork.
Right.
Okay, no insanity defense. These charges are stupid. And believe me, I know from stupid.
Captain Threepwood, you're out of order.
I'm out of order. You're out of order. The whole mizzen-masted pirate legal system is out of order.
The defendant will shut his festering gob before the court shuts it for him.
Do it!
Sorry.
Can we just say not guilty?
I plead 1000% not guilty. Especially that last one about the X.
Very well.
I never even
Let
saw
it be
that X
recorded
before.
That the miserably guilty defendant has entered a plea of not guilty. Now, who would you like to represent your pathetic case?
Don't you have some sort of public defender?
A public defender? In pirate court?
Yeah.
What a maroon.
So that'd be a no then.
I really don't want Stan to represent me.
Hey Stan, why don't you represent me? For old time's sake.
Yeah.
Those old times when you swindled me out of a ship, stuck me in a coffin for 3 months, scammed my insurance company, and got me involved with high-risk doubloon derivatives?
Yes?
Sorry, kid, nothing personal, but I stand to make a bundle in legal fees off these honked-off Flotsamites. They really don't like you.
I guess I'll represent myself.
Yeah.
Captain Threepwood, are you aware of the old pirate court saying? The pirate who represents himself in court has a soon-to-be keel-hauled fool for a client.
Is
Yes,
that
Your
how it
Honor,
goes?
And I am that fool.
Fine! Your move, counselor!
Here's your briefs, kid.
Right. Contributes X-Class. Plaintiff charged the defendant ruined his perfectly good X and is suspect but plausible. Court hopes he's not just making things up. Recommended 2p fine, death by hanging. For really? Thy crimes and misdemeanors. Oh, good grief. Are you serious? Discontinuation of Club 41's nacho sauce makes proof of guilt difficult. But court deems it unlikely that some other mix-up fluids could have caused... could have caused Krebs' and distinctive burn. Death by corset. Felonious feline frightening. Plaintiff's pussycat seems traumatized, but court has seen far too many crippled pirates maliciously healed by the tonic of a cash settlement. If that kitty moves an inch, this case is over. One ball of yarn and death by mauling. Ooh. Counterfeit collection. Okay, now this one I kind of am responsible for. Witness testifying in return for lighter sentence. Court doesn't trust stool parrots. Their testimony is only as firm as their last bribe. Sentence: confiscation of sextants, death by 8-sided dice. Defendant arrested in possession of tiny sea sponge, which he insists will cure the pox. Court is skeptical, but has confiscated artifact as matter of policy. Defendant also in possession of unremarkable wedding ring that will likely be used to defray his funeral costs. Hey, that is not unremarkable. That is a good-sized ring.
Hey, Stan.
No fraternizing between the defense and prosecution while court is in session.
If you want a gab, call for a recess.
Okay. Well, let's look at this X.
Why is it always an X? Why not T marks the spot? I'm surprised Doro ever fell for that.
I know, right?
That empty nacho plate is making me hungry. That paralyzed cat is creepy.
The eyes are moving, though, which is interesting.
The Left Honorable Justice K.B. Popnecker lived on the bench, died under the table.
Okay, who's this?
The Right Honorable Justice D.C. Grosscup. 30 convictions, 0 acquittals, no survivors.
Not great. Not great.
If it pleases the court, I'd like to call Bailiff Hardtack to the stand.
I'm sorry, the bailiff?
Hardtack. Oh, that's me. Do you swear on Blackbeard's log to tell the truth to the best of your ability as a grog-swilling, backstabbing pirate? I suppose.
Bailiff Hardtack, could you tell the court about your claim against Guybrush Threepwood?
Well, back on Spinner Cay, I was getting ready to bury me modest chest of treasures, you see. My collection of spaghetti strainers, my silver paprika shaker, and so on. When all of a sudden, this Threepwood bloke runs up to me, waving his arms and telling me to look out for a 3-headed monkey that's right behind me. Well, naturally, I turned and looked, but there was nothing there. When I regained my composure, Threepwood was nowhere to be found. And worst of all...
Yes?
He dug up my perfectly good X. It's ruined now.
I didn't dig up any X.
He's all yours, buddy.
This whole story about your ex is a big fat lie, isn't it?
No, sir.
Just a moment, Your Honor.
Is
Mr.
this...
Hardtack, you say your ex was ruined when I allegedly dug it up.
Aye?
It looks pretty good to me.
What? What is this diagram?
Looks like there was one whale of a fender bender while the winds were blowing out. That's why I always sail defensively and carry state arm insurance. Stinkbeard's common laws for common pirates. Laws? Pirates don't need no stinking laws.
Fine, then we'll proceed with the execution.
On the other
Laws
hand,
are good.
maybe
Laws
I
are
could
good.
use a few good laws right now.
All right, so I think we need a recess.
Your Honor, I'd like to call a recess to confer with my client.
Bailiff, please escort Captain Threepwood to the brig. Aye, aye, Your Honor.
Wait, isn't a brig the jail on a
At least I'm not
ship?
about to be dissected by a crazy scientist. Now to break out of here, find a lane and use La Esponja Grande to... Hey, what happened to my cool voodoo sponge?
They confiscated it.
Possessions will be returned to the prisoner once he has been cleared of all charges. In the likely event that the prisoner is not cleared of all charges, his property will be distributed to his heirs.
But I don't have any heirs that I know of.
Then they'll be auctioned off at eBay.
Oh, wow. Okay. Loose
This part
pet.
of the wall looks like it's made of pretty loose stuff. I wonder if I could dig my way out. Hey, guard!
What do you want?
I want to see my lawyer.
Your lawyer?
You
Yeah.
might have heard of him. Guybrush Threepwood, mighty pirate at law.
Fine. All right, Counselor. Judge Grindstump says you got 5 minutes.
That should be more than enough for this piece of scum. I hope you had a good excuse for dragging me out of bed at this ungodly hour.
Really, Guybrush?
Got a plan to break out of this joint, but I need your help to smuggle in a wombat and 2 sticks of string cheese. You want me, an officer of the court, to aid in a jailbreak. Why, the mere idea is so preposterous that it's practically postposterous. Why, you... Guard! I'm quite done with my client. I'll get you, Threepwood, if it's the last thing I do.
Really? You have time for this bit? Oh my god, that's it. Oh my god.
Sorry about that, Mr. Threepwood. I know those prisoners can be a rowdy lot.
Think nothing of it, Mr.
Seriously?
Hardtack. Now, where can I find a good grog?
Club 41's right over there, sir.
Thank you. Are you serious? Stan?
Stan?
Guybrush Threepwood. Nice to see you out and about, kid. Hope they haven't been treating you too badly in the Hooskow.
Well, there is a pretty scary-looking rat in my cell. At least I hope it's a rat.
Well, that's just swell, kid. Look, could you get out of the way and make room for some paying customers?
What are you doing out here? Shouldn't you be prepping for trial?
Hey, no offense, kid, but the day old Stan can't beat you in open court with one wildly flapping arm tied behind his back is the day I haul my corpus juris back to Jambalaya Island for the full restitutio and integrum. Know what I mean?
That's weird,
Not
man.
Exactly.
Why are you
So
doing
if
this?
you're not preparing for trial, what are you doing out here?
Following Stan's rule number 1, ABM.
ABM?
Always be merchandising. People love following the trials of famous
Right.
pirates, even B-list pirates like yourself.
B-list?
That's why old Stan to remind you of this
Oh.
month's Trial of the Century.
Dude, what the hell, man? What the... Oh my god.